didn't take my meds like I was supposed to, so this will go just as good as it should, I guess. All right, let me think for a second. All right, focus. All right, so growing up, like I know growing up you just didn't know what you didn't know. And my mom was pretty cool. We grew up in the projects, and we didn't know we didn't have much. And yeah, it was pretty cool. She was like one of the moms that didn't take crap from anyone. Like, I feared my mother, so therefore I respected her. And it was just a different time. Like, I got a lot of beatings growing up, but I didn't deserve most of them. Like, and I know when I first got caught stealing when I was a young kid at Filene's basement, they called my mother and she said, "You can keep them." I knew I was in a lot of trouble. And the first kid gets picked up, and the second kid, they asked the parents, "Can you take him home?" And they're like, "Why? What, you can't get in touch with mother?" They're like, "No, she said you can keep him." And they were serious, so, you know, that ride home was a little bit awkward, and, you know, you got that look in the back seat, and the father's like, "You know, Carl, we don't want you hanging around with Michael." And, like, yeah, I kind of figured that with the looks we would get. And the worst part, going in the house, I knew I was in a lot of trouble, but when your mother don't even acknowledge you, you know, that beating's going to be real, real bad, you know what I mean? Like, you just want to get it out of the way. And she was one of them moms, she's like, if you're on punishment until it's over, right? And every day you ask, that's another day. I should try that with my kids, but, you know, they get away with everything. But I remember, like, I was saying to her, "I'm going out, like, after a week," and she goes, "Okay, go ahead, try to go out," you know, and I'm like, "No, because I stayed in long enough, I'm going out," and she's got, like, eyes in the back of her head, or she can hear really well, because I was, like, kind of creeping out, and the storm door, once it heard, she came flying around the corner, beat me all the way up the stairs, and, you know, I'm crying real loud, right, because I want to piss her off, and she's watching her soaps, and she's like, "Keep screaming, I'll really give you something to cry about," and I'm like, you know, and I'm screaming real loud, and then, when she's coming up the stairs, there's no stopping her, you know what I mean? I'm like, I'm sorry, and then she's like, "You never," and, you know, and now you're, like, really crying, and you can't cry. You're, like, in the pillow, like, You guys didn't have that growing up? Wow, just at my house, huh? And, yeah, they used to call it, little insight, so my mom, too, the grandkids called her Cuckoo Nana, and she loved that. She loved that title, like, she was like, "Yeah, I'm Cuckoo Nana." Because, like, my dad's been married, he's on his third one, so, you know, there's Grandma, there's Cuckoo Nana, and then there's Nana, oh, and Old Nana, my wife's, my future ex-wife's grandmother. That's a whole nother set. I would have left me a long time ago. Yeah, growing up, the cops were at my house so much, I thought they were family. "Hey, officer, Uncle Officer, how are you?" You know, and "Oh, we're going to take your mother for a ride, Carl." "Oh, to the store?" Yeah, to the store. Every holiday, they seem to be there. The cops, that is, not my parents. Yeah, no, growing up, too, like, being from the projects, I was an entrepreneur, but I shouldn't know I was in the wrong business when my parents were my best customers. Yeah, that was, okay. Moving on. Yeah, and growing up, I always wanted to be a doctor, you know, like, I had high hopes, you know, like, I didn't grow up saying, "I want to be a wicked big asshole," like, you know, but here I am killing it, though, you know, killing it, but anyways, no, but saying I wanted to be a doctor, and, you know, it was kind of true, like, I was a doctor, not the one I wanted to be, like, I was prescribing my own stuff to myself, like, you know what I mean, and, problem is, I do things backwards, like, as you can see with the hat on, referencing the guy last week, the hat on backwards, because I do things backwards, and like I said, I thought it said take 4 every 1 hour instead of 1 every 4 hours, you know, like, you know, like an oxymoron, but if you do that backwards, I was a moron doing oxys. Anyone? Yeah, I don't wear white coats anymore, because they might give me 1 white coat where I hug myself, right, but I don't like white. I wear magenta. I do love myself. I'm the best I ever had. And, yeah, the ADHD, they called me hyperactive, but my doctor did diagnose me, so I do have an HD TV to go along with that ADHD to keep me entertained when the mental minions are getting quiet. And my mouth has got me into some pretty messed up situations, if you can believe that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I bet you couldn't believe that. Like last week, I was actually speechless. And when I told people at work, they didn't believe me. I wish I taped it, because I seriously was, yeah, okay. Some of you were here. Everything I say is factual. You can check it all. You have all the right references and all the wrong ones, you know? And then getting pulled over when I was a kid, I don't drink and drive. I freeze my beer and eat it. And the cops don't think that shit's funny at all. Like, you know, and when they pull me over now, like, they're like, "Have you been drinking?" I'm like, "You buying?" And no sense of humor, you know? And then they're usually like, "Why don't you get out and walk a straight line?" I go, "Well, I don't know if that line's OSHA approved, pal. And I need a net, and you better get a detail. I'm a union guy out here." And tried walking home 4 or 5 times. Why do you think I'm driving, guys? And again, no sense of humor. And I'm like, listen, I'm allergic to silver, and if you're gonna throw bracelets on, I like titanium platinum because I want to be bling blinging in the joint. You know what I mean? No sense of humor. And that's when they inform me I have the right to remain silent. I go, thanks for the suggestion, officer, but I don't have the ability. But I'm working on it. And yeah, I don't have a record. It's an album. It's a compilation of my greatest misses. And yeah, it's pretty long. It's a box set you can buy. Like I think it's public record. They carry it in the courtroom in the box. So it's hence the box set thing. Yeah, these are the jokes, people. These are the jokes. Wow. Problem is, it isn't a joke. It's all factual. Yeah, get in front of the judge one time. He's like, you know, son, you completed the 5th. I go, thanks, I've had 2 in the parking lot, but thanks for the suggestion, Your Honor. Like, no sense of humor. He's like, yeah, well, now you can do 6 months. I'm like, I'll do 6 months standing on my head. Being a punk from the project, he goes, well, here's 6 months more to get you on your feet, punk. And I was like, oh, man, that's not funny. He goes, I do the jokes in here. Go ahead and judge me. Everyone else has. Oh, so when I was younger, too, it was a tough life. Like, they told me the 90s were pretty tough. You know, I realized it in like 2011, that they were finally over. I was mostly in a blackout because, you know, I don't do one of anything. I don't drink anymore or do drugs, and that's a good thing because I didn't have a drink and a drug problem. The people around me had the problem. I had a fucking great time. And yeah, I don't give away my stuff. I give away everyone's stuff, and I'm getting banged up. Who cares about material stuff? You can replace it. I'm about the journey. I'm good at starting. The stopping is my problem. That one. Yeah. Oh, and you can't be homeless if you've never owned a home. I'm just saying, right? Because, you know, I'm 45, never owned a home. I do have 3 cars. All of them are legal. None of them are stolen. They're in my name. That's fucking a miracle if you knew who I was, dude. It's kind of awesome. Like I said, hey, progress, not perfection. We're getting there, you know? And again, being in my 40s, I do have a checking account finally that works because I do. I'm employable. I show up, but I don't shut up. You can ask any of my foremen, they'll tell you. And oh yeah, I've been trying to give back a little bit, you know, like being the good guy that I am, you know, or trying to be a good guy. So on my bucket list, I'm trying to get fired from a volunteer job, right? And I'm just wondering, does that go on my resume? Anyone? Tough, because they say, why don't you get back to work and shut up? I'm like, fire me. Whatever. My goal is to piss off, well, it really isn't a goal. Apparently I piss off 2 to 3 people a day, you know, and I'm 5 years ahead of schedule, right? Be patient, I don't discriminate. I'll get to all you people, you know, I'm doing my best, you know, like, take a number. Oh, and if you can go right ahead and offend yourself now for me, that would be great, because I'm pretty busy for the rest of the week, you know. I don't know if I'll run into you people. And that's the other thing, like, I don't know, customer service. Listen, everyone's entitled to have a bad day. I like to have PMA, positive mental attitude. My wife's got plenty of PMS for everyone. Trust me when I say. No, but you know, like, I try to look at the good in most things, you know what I mean? Like, it's all in perspective, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, I don't like to text because that would be taken out of context and everything like that. But like, I'm behind a guy at the bank on a Saturday morning, and he's like next, and the girl had to be 19. And he gets up there and she goes, how are you today, sir? He goes, fucking horrible. And he puts his head down, and the look on her face, she's like, and I'm laughing my ass off. I'm like, that is awesome, like, right? Because I say that to everyone now, because, you know, I'm just joking, but the reaction, like, people really don't care. How are you today? You got a couple of days, I'll explain that shit. You're horrible, thanks for reminding me. But again, the girl was just like twisted, and he was serious, kept his head down. So I actually got that teller next, and I'm like, that was awesome. She's like, oh my God, he was such a jerk, and you know, I didn't really. I go, you asked him. You know, I like his honesty, you know, so now Dunkin' Donuts people, how are you today? I'm like, fucking horrible. Have you met my wife, right? And then they're like, you know, of course I'm joking, and then they say, have a nice day, and I go, tell me what to do. You know, you don't hurt them, you make them think, you know, they don't really thinking, I guess, whatever. And then customer service too, like, I don't know, they got this, again, overdraft protection, Bank of America. I don't know how some of these fucking bank people sleep, like seriously, again, I sat with a guy and he explained it to me, and I'll pay for anything, any service if you kind of tell me, like, you know, the service. But the calculator's messed up, I'm missing money, so I'm like, I go in there to talk to the lady, and she's like up there, the greeter, she's like, oh, is there something I can help you with? I'm like, yeah, your overdraft protection thing, your calculator's messed up, something, you know? She goes, well, did you read your paperwork? And I was like, no, that fucking novel, no, I didn't read that, but I sat with a guy and he didn't tell me that. And again, it's just the way she said it, because I go, lady, you know the car you drive, the owner's manual in the glove box? Did you read that owner's manual? It was just the way, like, she said it, so sitting there and I go, how do you sleep at night, you know, because I'm all mad. She's like, oh, we're only going to take $12.50 of your money instead of $35, whatever it is. I go, how do you sleep at night, lady? Oh, I know how, on everyone's money. Like, some people fucking, I just don't get it. You picked your job, and you want to be pissed off at me? I don't know. Anyway. Oh, and my therapist, right? So my therapist is like, you're the only 40-year-old electrician I know that don't own his own house. I go, yeah, well, my drug dealer owns 4 and drives a fucking Land Rover, you asshole. Like, that kind of pissed me off a little bit, you know, and there was a lot of truth to that, though. It's a very expensive nose, and I didn't even get a nose job. Just saying, you should see me on drugs, you think this is bad. Good, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so my couples therapy, so, I guess, because my last roommates, I had to get rid of my wife and kids. They were pissing me off, asking me to do everything. I would have got rid of me a long time ago. But so me and my wife went to couples therapy, you know, we're trying to figure things out. Because again, I'm not better than anyone. You know, I put on my pants just like most of you people, I think. If you wear pants. I'm not judging or anything. But, you know, again, I wake up in the morning, I don't know what makes everyone tick. Like, I like to get up, have PMA, positive mental attitude. I hit my knees. I say, God, keep asshole people away from me. Like, let me stay out of my own way and keep me off of drugs, you know. I'll do my part. I'll just, you know, if you're offended, good. Get over yourself. I'll sleep good tonight talking to God, you know. And again, God is awesome. Like, my God anyways, because my dad's born again. And listen, I don't talk religion or politics with people because I'm open-minded until... you know, you start pushing your views on me, so my dad's like, so how's your relationship with God? And I'm like, dude, we just got out of a bad relationship. We're taking things slow. We're right. We're supposed to be, but thanks a lot. Don't mess with my God. I don't mess with yours. Now, I don't say that to offend him. You know what I mean? Like, again, it's just the truth. My God's with me 24/7. I'm a complete shit show. Like, he ain't got time for anyone else. Like, and every now and again, I'm like, hey, God, you've been real busy. You've been doing an awesome job. I got this one. Just sit back. You know, I'll take this one. And he's like, go ahead. It's called free will. This should be real good. Have you seen some of the cars you drive? So I go, and about 5 minutes into whatever bullshit I'm into, I'm like, oh, man, where were you on that one, God? And he's just sitting there laughing, and that's why my God's got a sense of humor. He's awesome, you know, and I'm like, damn you, God. Right? Don't laugh at your wife, this isn't you. One of them, and I'm like, damn you, God. In my defense, I was really deep into my addiction. It's not an excuse in my defense, if I had one. So, yeah, oh, and the therapist, what else did he say to me? 2 times he really kind of got me aggravated, because the one was when he called me, you're an anomaly. And again, I'm not that smart all the time, you know, and I'm like, you better explain yourself. Because again, like, you know, I don't know if he's talking shit about me or like whatever. He's like, no, I'm from the projects, you know, like, a lot of you don't come on the other end. I go, I know, have you met my friends? Like, yeah, that's awesome. But, you know, and he said to me, he's like, you know, you're a rarity. And I go, yeah, I am, ain't I? You know, you walk out feeling pretty good, and then you get in the car with your wife, and you're like, what the fuck, this is horrible. I don't know, you guys have never met her, have you? Good for you, it's lucky, run. I should have. Anyways, oh, and the other thing he said to me too, he's like, again, sometimes I have to stop and breathe. Again, that right to remain silent, but not the ability. And oh, and who would ever want to be a therapist? I'm sorry. Like a therapist, because you got to sit there and listen to people's problems. Like, I'm all set. One, I'm not a great listener. I'm getting there. I got some advice for you. Why don't you shut them? Yeah, I wouldn't go anyways. And then the worst part is, like, again, when that therapist gave me crap, I paid for that. You know, you walk out going, man, this is all kinds of wrong. And I paid for that. No one else sees the problem with that? Like, you know, he put me talking shit to me, and I paid for that. Yeah, I don't know. I would like a refund. No? All right. I'd like to turn in my wife for 2 20-year-olds, right? But I can't find the receipt and it doesn't work. Oh! Just saying. This cord is attacking me. Yeah, I can't read my own writing. Damn it. Oh, and yeah, like again, we're hanging up, growing up, like, hanging around with some of my friends, you know, I picked some real winners, and then I figured though too, if I was the one that had my act together, I didn't look that bad, you know, like Hall Pass, you surround yourself with a bunch of zeros, okay? And you look like a 5, dude. You're looking all right, dude. You're a win. That's a win. Any day away from my wife is a win. Whew, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought there. I'm sorry, I can't focus. Again, the meds things. Oh, the other day I took my son for a ride with me to the store, right? And you don't really know how bad of a day you're having until, like, people are starting to cut you off, and you're like, how can I get, like, you know, I'll kind of like start saying some things, and then he goes in and talks. So, how was the ride thing? Was it good? Yeah, my son's like, it was awesome. We've seen a whole bunch of dickheads, fucking shitheads, like, I'm like, dude, guy code, man. Like, telling my wife, oh man, I gotta watch my mouth, you know, trick her out of that. But again, like, you know, he doesn't know about guy code too, you know, like, I'm trying to teach him, you know. But I think one of the coolest things, we had a swing set at my house that my sister gave me. And when we had this apartment, there was a family that lived upstairs. I call them the Bebe's kids, because, I don't know, like, they were just fucking animals. They were animals. They wouldn't go upstairs on the third floor to go to the bathroom, so they would like pee around the corner and stuff. So, you know, at this time, my son was real young. He's 11 now, but we're going back probably about 5 years ago. So I come outside, and there he is hanging a deuce at the bottom of the slide. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Right? And the way he just sits there, and he's like, almost done, Dad. And I'm like, no, I'm horrified, right? I'm like, dude, right? What are you doing? You live on the first floor? Well, the kids upstairs always go to the bathroom outside. I'm like, they go number one, dude. Like, no. So I take him to the house and I'm trying to explain to him, dude, you don't go poop outside unless, like, you're in the middle of the woods, like, right? Or you're in traffic and you pull over in the breakdown lane and you're runway down there and, like, you know, make sure you got napkins, something, or socks, or something like that. I'm trying to teach him survival skills. I'm a good dad, I think. Ask him. No, but again, the look on his face, I'm almost done, Dad. And I'm like, oh my God. And the best part, the later that day, the wife's like, God pooped and Brian's died. I'm like, no, that was your son. That was your son. Wish you got that on tape for like his first girlfriend. That would have been awesome. Remember the time you pooped at the slide, son? And then that's the other thing, people at work, hey, I'm going to take a dump. Like, where would you take a dump to? Like, why don't you go make it and leave it? Like the English language, you know what I mean? Like, hey, I'm going to take a dump. Where would you take it after you make it? I'm just saying, like, that's kind of a messed up thing to do. You know what I mean? You should go there, make one, and leave it right the hell where it is. Maybe even flush it if you're not an animal. Just saying. But Porta Johns, right? I don't know if anyone works in construction. I work with a lot of Picassos. You should see some of the artwork in these fucking things, man. Some of the artwork in these things. Like, if these guys put half that fucking effort into their work, we'd have some awesome buildings done fast. I'm just saying. Right? Like, here I sit, broken-hearted, came to shit but only farted. We got poets and everything, right? You know, and then the Mexican bean dip, help yourself. Arrow right down there. Killing me, right? And, I don't know how my number keeps getting on that wall. It's an unlisted number. Or is it mine or my wife's? I'll never tell. So I keep putting it up there. These are the jokes, people. Oh yeah, no. I like that the Jesus thing. Listen, I can walk on water. I'm telling you right now. I've done it. In the winter. When it freezes. What, you guys haven't? You gotta make sure it's real cold out though. I wouldn't do it in the summer. Wouldn't recommend it. Just saying. These are the jokes, people. Yeah, it was either this or go get a Robert Kraft, and I was broken. They don't take EBT. I'm not newsworthy. Listen, I don't know. If he was in Nevada, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. Now listen, single-handedly, what's it, 1, 2 women took it down the whole Patriots organization. Teams have been trying for years. That's funny stuff. Now listen, the guy didn't cheat on his wife. He paid for his service, right? I don't see the problem. Listen, I've tried beating off with my wedding ring on, right? And I don't even got diamonds on that. Have you seen the size of those rings? Are they fucking Super Bowl rings? He's got 6 of them, dude, right? He's old. He probably pull something, right? That could hurt himself. I mean, give the guy a break, would you? You know? Not a tax break, just a break. Give the guy a break. You know, $400 million he donated. Like, it's like they say. Listen, you know, like, again, Freddie Mercury, one talented cocksucker. Listen, I'm just saying. Call him as you see him, dude, right? And the thing is, right? Oh, is it over that fast? I was just getting started. God damn it. Yeah! All right, I'm going to end on a couple good ones. What was it? The boner killer. Did you guys, hey, listen, I don't know, girls, guys might relate. Like in middle school, when you started getting like those things, like when Joey said, like, did you get like the bell rings and you're like, what's the boner killer? Mine was like, Oprah Winfrey, please, no, I don't want to get out of pain. Like, I don't know, do women have to do that? Like, I don't know, when they're ready to cut diamonds, like, I don't know if girls have diamond boob nipple killers or something. I don't know. I know, yeah, your chicken's done. I don't know, listen, I don't know how normal people think they scare me, but not as much as I scare them. And I shine so bright people can't be around me. And again, like, I'd be here next week maybe, but if I hit this big jackpot, forget about it. I'm buying the Jenny Ford Clinic and I'm going on a run. Everyone's invited. I'm going to make America great again. I don't know how. You know, you know how you eat an elephant? That's right. But now I'm already 5 steps ahead. I got an elephant buffet and shit. I don't even got an elephant, man. I got all things in it. Jokes, this is for jokes, people. All right, thanks for coming out. Tip your waitresses and drop fast.